And a suspected gunman is now in custody after a shooting outside the U.S. Embassy in Lebanon. Video on social media shows an armed man running near the building in Beirut. The Lebanese military says the Syrian national was shot and captured on site after injuring a guard. Now the State Department is issuing a security alert for the embassy. ABC's Marcus Moore has the latest. Marcus, walk me through what you can see there now and what's the latest on this shootout?
Yeah, Diane, we do have some new information on the shooting that happened this morning in Beirut. But first, I want to tell you where we are right now here in Jerusalem. You see behind me here the hundreds of Israelis who've gathered here at Damascus Gate. This is part of the annual flag parade where they march through here, the Damascus Gate, through into the old city of Jerusalem. And tensions have been very high, and we'll just watch to see exactly how this transpires. There's already been a couple of scuffles that we have seen here, and also reports of scuffles inside the old city. Now, to the developing story that we've been following out of Beirut, we understand from officials there in Lebanon that this was a lone gunman who, according to authorities, opened fire on the U.S. Embassy there in Beirut. This happened right, just as the workday was beginning, right around 8:30 a.m. local time. That gunman was wounded in a shootout with authorities, with police there, and was taken to an area hospital for treatment. At this point, Diane, we only know of that one injury. No one else was injured, and we understand from officials that all of the embassy staff are okay and they are safe. And we'll just wait to learn more about what happened. We don't know about a motive, but officials there are saying that the alleged gunman is a Syrian national. Diane.
And Marcus, where does the investigation go from here?
Well, certainly they will try to identify this the suspect who they say was involved in this incident, and from there they will try to learn more about a possible motive. That's where things stand right now. The embassy itself is closed for the rest of the day, but we understand from officials that it is expected to reopen. But the investigation into this shootout continues, and of course, when we learn more about it, we'll of course pass that along. But it does add to the tension that we've already seen in the region. With the war in Gaza continuing to unfold, and also concerns about new activity in the north of Israel and Israel's fight with Hezbollah. And so we'll watch to see how that develops as well.
And Marcus, this attack comes as the Israeli Prime Minister is saying Israel is prepared for strong action near the Lebanon border. What are you hearing about concerns that this could contribute to escalating violence in the region?
Yeah, one of the things that we've heard very early on from Israeli officials, including the prime minister, is that they said that they are fighting this war on multiple fronts, not only in Gaza, but also in Israel's north. And a number of Israelis have been displaced from their homes because of the fighting with Hezbollah to the north. And in my conversations with Israeli officials in the past, they have always said that the situation in the north is a critical one and one that they're keeping a very close eye on. And today, it was quite symbolic and perhaps meant to be a signal, the fact that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu actually appeared in the north. And it's also reported today that Israel will mobilize 50,000 reservists in preparation, they say, for any potential escalation along the north. So when you put all of this together, it gives you some sense of how volatile the situation is, because within the past couple of weeks, we've seen fighting in the north intensify. And so a lot of attention is being paid right now to the north. And again, we'll just have to wait to see how this transpires. But it is important to point out that we've heard from U.S. officials and others around the world who want to try to keep this conflict contained. They don't want to see it spread into a much wider regional conflict.
Understandable. Marcus Moore, thank you. Stay safe.